5A Lightning II. Aerobatic team, the Red As the jets come over in big battle formation with the red, white and blue smoke on, they pull up and move into short diamond formation. Leading the team is Red 1, squadron leader Martin Pert. Martin is a former Harrier and Typhoon pilot. Previously was a Hawk instructor and is in his first year as the team leader. The aircraft about to pull on, the smoke about to come on for the Typhoon roll. Upside down at 3,000 feet, Red 1 rolls Typhoon around to the left. Again, the distinctive transform of the aircraft, really visible against the sky today, as Red 1 bends the formation round to the right. On the right-hand side of Lightning is Red 4, Flight Lieutenant Chris Linden-Smith. Chris is a former Tornado GR4 pilot and Hawk instructor. He's in his second tour with the team and is in his second year. Feet, Red 1 about to bend, Lightning to the left, get those cameras ready again for the Lightning present.
Now, holding the bike, now. I got that roll kick.
Aboard calls Red 9 as the red and blue smoke of 8 and 9 comes on, rolling around the white smoke of the rest of the formation. Red 1 about to bend the formation round to the left. Keep those cameras rolling. It's Tornado. The jet's about to pull up. The smoke about to come on for the diamond roll. Pulling up calls Red 1 as the 7 jets pull up to the vertical. Red 6 and 7 staying low. Red and blue smokes on for the centenary split.
3 right pass.
As the 7 aircraft break into the pass, keep your eyes on Red 6 and 7 down low as the colored smoke changes to white. On the left is Red 6, on the right is Red 7 as they pull up, being chased down by Red 8 and 9. And right, the nose lights off. Enid coming towards us. Get down, says Red 1. As Enid form and into right now calls Red 1 as the red and blue smoke of Enid come on. The aircraft banking round to the right as Red 9 puts his patriotic red, white and blue smoke. As Enid moves off to our left-hand side with the red and blue smoke on, they're about to change to white as they make way for the next maneuver. They're easing up to split, ready for a roll into Revolution. Fighting against the G-force as they cross in front of us. This manoeuvre is named after the engineers that fly in the back seat of our aircraft between displays and is dedicated to circus and especially to JB. past us with the red and blue smoke on, flying in a formation called Leader's Benefit, with red 1 at the front, reds 2, 3, 4 and 5 in line abreast behind us. And roll calls red 1, the white smoke on now as they make the second of their left-hand barrel rolls, moving off to our left-hand side. This is Corkscrew. Six and 7 pull over the top, the white smoke is on as they start their symmetrical heart. There's an airliner up there, but ignore that one. It's red 8 we're looking at as he comes down the hill. Is white smoke about to come on, ready to spear the heart. Let's hear it for the heart, ladies and gentlemen. Brake go calls red 1, the vertical brake. 2 and 3 roll go calls red 1 as they pull up for the first of their rollbacks. Clear go call 2 and 3, the signal for 4 and 5 to start their rollbacks. The lights are on, the white smoke is on as they come straight towards us. Reds 8 and 9 with the red and blue smoke rolling around the rest of the formation. 6 and 7 about to do their own rolls. Ready for the Jippo break. Time for the Vixen break. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Red Arrows!
Is a 4-point hesitation roll, after which he'll go into a barrel roll. Today, Captain Pt.3 is in his 6th season as one of the Swedish Air Force Gripen display pilots. As I should say, Major Pt.3.
runway. Very, very slow rate of roll.
When Saab developed the Gripen to succeed the earlier Draken and Viggen, it knew it needed to be a multi-role fighter. If they want to switch between different missions in the course of the same sort, you can merely push a button and the aircraft can be rearmed in just 10 minutes between missions, and Saab has tried to preserve that flexibility in the Gripen E and F, the E the single-seater, the F the two-seater, which is powered by the more powerful General Electric F414 turbofan engine, as also used in Boeing's FA-18E and F Super Hornet, and that'll mean that the aircraft can do what's called super cruise, namely getting to Mach 1 or above without the use of afterburner. Now here's the Gripen at the slower.
If the reheat is maintained. For example, the Phantom, you can empty it of fuel in 12 minutes.
This aircraft operated by F7 wing at Sukhoi, which also acts as the operational conversion unit for the type, and touching down and coming to a stop in very short order, Major Pt.3 with the Swedish Air Force JAS-39C Gripen.
And the diameter of those big rotors cum propellers, 11.6 metres or 38 feet. The particular advantages of the tilt rotor over the conventional helicopter are its greater speed and its longer range. The Osprey is able to transport 24 combat troops, the venerable 20,000 pounds of cargo internally, or up to 15,000 pounds of cargo slung externally. And the Air-78 Ospreys was done with compared with a fixed-wing aircraft, covering further aircraft to land in much more carrier-on-board delivery areas, the real food, as well as more operating Marine Corps machine as this, and into Japan, and that will secure the future of the Osprey production line until at least product to year 2024. Both Bell and Boeing. Bell produces the wing, the transmissions, the empennage, the rotor systems, and the engine installation. Boeing builds the fuselage, all the subsystems, digital avionics, and the fly-by-wire control system. The aircraft's overall performance also gives them the option to fly above any threats that might emanate from the ground. It's very flexible in other ways. At lower weights, Osprey pilots would often tilt the nacelles to 80 degrees to make a so-called jump takeoff. At higher weights, aircraft-style takeoffs are more common, but they can still perform a jump takeoff. And there is just such a departure. And again, we'll see the transition here into aircraft mode. The rotor's tilting forwards, and away it goes. The Osprey can carry a .50 machine gun on the rear ramp. They've also got a rescue hoist and fast roping equipment for the rapid deployment of special forces. They can deploy by those methods, or they can also undertake parachute jumps off the rear ramp.
thanks to the aircraft's wide speed range, can refuel fighters as well as helicopters and other Ospreys. It's even been suggested that the V-22 could in future become an electronic warfare or airborne early warning platform. A deal was done to supply the type to the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force.
Who's talking to?
RIAT that's out of the participating air arms celebrates its centenary this year. The Finnish Air Force does also. They received their first aeroplane for the new independent air arm on the 6th of March 1918. It was a Tullin A, a license-built Blériot 11, not dissimilar to the aircraft in which Louis Blériot became the first man to fly across the Channel in 1909. It was delivered as a gift from Swedish Count Erik von Rosen. Now, the cutting edge of Finnish air power is not a Blériot, it's the Fa-18C Hornet of Finnish Air Force. My display pilot is Captain Lauri Mäkinen. He is from Fighter Squadron 31, one of the Caribbean Air Command stationed at Uppsala, and his first pass is going to be inverted. Swiss Air Force, whose Hornet display we've also seen over the preceding 2 days, the Finnish Air Force's flight control system upgrade to its Fa-18Cs, and it enables the aircraft to pull unlimited amounts of alpha angle of attack. And we'll see that demonstrated several times in this sequence.
During the hat maneuver.
This is Lauri Mäkinen, or Dr. Schneider as he's nicknamed, setting up for his slow speed pass. The Finns bought the Hornet as a replacement under the control of regionally divided organisations. There's one at Rafale, which is the squadron this aircraft comes from, and another at Rovaniemi in the Arctic Circle. If you're able to zoom in, maybe with a big long lens.
Notice the unload to accelerate at that point. From Fighter Squadron 31 of the Finnish Air Force with the Boeing FA-18C Hornet.
On your right, the Rafale Marine. The Rafale Marine just coming in front of you. And split. Today we had a particular thought for the Dassault family following the recent disappearance of Mr. Serge Dassault.
Currently, the Charles de Gaulle is in a major refit. The very potent carrier-borne capability will be resumed when it emerges from that process.
Down for an inverted flight, as smooth as silk. Now from right back, Captain William Grande comes flying. Again, a combination roll and loop, which requires a constant fluid variation of altitude in each of the three axes, pitch, roll and yaw, and then a minibus radius turn, which is not going to spare our ears. Eurofighter adheres to the science, makes their intention stable in subsonic flights in order to provide enhanced maneuverability. Such instability requires a complex flight control system to support the pilot, as the computer systems can react more quickly at lower speeds. When Eurofighter Typhoon crosses into supersonic flight, the point of instability moves behind the center of gravity, giving a more stable aircraft for high-performance flight. Sure. The fact the pilot walks slowly must not mislead to believe it is an easy task.
airplane that was designed during the Cold War as the Soviet Union's counter to potential Western opponents like the F-15 Eagle of the United States Air Force. Intended as a heavy air superiority fighter, its performance was absolutely outstanding from the outset. One of the modified prototypes set several time to altitude records during the course of its flight development. It entered service in 1985 with the then Soviet Air Force, the Sukhoi Su-27, the flanker. This aircraft is from the 831st Guard Tactical Aviation Brigade of the Ukrainian Air Force. And this is such an interesting display to watch, Mark. It's not your standard fighter display, is it? It looks every inch the heavy fighter that it is.
Yeah, this is an absolutely enormous aircraft. It got airborne now with a takeoff weight for its display.
Started appearing at Western air displays from the Paris Air Show in 1989 onwards. The agility of the Sukhoi test pilots.
What you need to bear in mind is the max takeoff weight of this aircraft is 72,000 pounds, and when you compare that to an F-16 of 42,000 pounds, it is virtually twice the weight.
One thing the Su-27 did do was to introduce flight-by-wire control for the first time on a production Soviet fighter. And that's one of the main reasons for this aircraft's excellent combat performance. In the post-Soviet era, the original Su-27 series has continued to equip the Russian armed forces and its carriers serving in several aircraft. The design is continuing to be developed for Russia and for overseas markets, and some of the latest derivatives incorporate thrust vectoring for even greater agility.
Very slow speed.
Yes, one of the manoeuvres that Soviet test pilots amazed audiences with first the Mv22 and then the Su-27 at Western displays, was the tail slide. And that, as much as anything, a tribute to the engine performance of the aircraft, the two Lyulka, or now Saturn AL-31F turbofans. comes another.
All of the control surfaces working in the opposite sense as you slide backwards. So left rudder actually moves the nose to the right, and up elevator actually moves the nose down. So quite a difficult manoeuvre, but no doubt the controls lock centrally as the aircraft flies itself out of that manoeuvre. But the engine's working incredibly hard to suck hundreds of litres of air into it, despite the air wanting to go in the opposite direction.
It's still not something I've ever seen performed by a conventional, i.e. non-thrust vectoring Western fighter. Su-27s, another Ukrainian Air Force aircraft, undergo a general overhaul, they receive this new so-called pixelated camouflage pattern, which is applied in blue on the Su-27s. Very attractive, this is a modernised one, the Su-27 Pt.3. The upgrade I was just talking about has a satellite navigation system, a new instrument landing system. Crucially also for international operations, a transponder that's compatible with international standards. The first of the upgraded jets was handed over in March 2012. Work was done in country at the Zaporozhye State Air Repair Plant, and the upgraded aircraft were accepted for service in August 2014. Reading some of the documentation we get to see relating to the aircraft display continues some of the details of the flanker, talk about what they get up to in the course of the normal day's operations. And as far as air combat training was concerned, it said they can perform 1v1 dogfighting, 2v2 and then melee.
That's what we call a monster. As the aircraft rolls out, you see the giant air brake with some aerodynamic braking, and then two parachutes will come out to retard the aircraft.
Great to see back in the RIAT flying program, known for the second successive year from the 831st Guards Tactical Aviation.
Ah non, j'ai visé la route.